Good morning, everyone, from one of Italy's most breathtaking cities, Venice. Later on, in a few hours, we'll be hopping on board United's 767-400 in Polaris business class across the Atlantic. Enjoy the trip report. To reach the airport, you'll have to take a boat from the Venetian lagoon, which arrives at one of the docks. Obviously, there are no cars in the historic city of Venice, unlike what you'll find on the mainland, which is where the airport is located. The Venice airport only has one terminal, handling both domestic and international flights. Check-in can be found on the first floor of the terminal, with a dedicated queue for premier access. I arrived at the airport around 7:50 in the morning and had to wait about 10 minutes for check-in to open, since my flight was departing at 11 a.m. After a quick security check, it was straight up to the Marco Polo Club, Venice's only airport lounge. The lounge can be found on the second floor above the terminal and is actually quite crowded, given that it serves all of the airport's business class passengers. Besides business class passengers, you can also gain entry with a priority pass membership. Around 10 a.m., the lounge became more crowded, with people waiting to get inside. There's plenty of comfortable furniture, as well as some great runway views. The furniture adopts a brown, red, and gray color palette, which pairs nicely with the wooden flooring. There's plenty of side table space near each of the seating options, which is always convenient to have in a lounge. There's one medium-sized buffet area found towards the center of the lounge, which was offering various breakfast items during my visit. The yogurts, fruits, and salads were all kept packaged, which was not impressive for the standards of a business class lounge. I was not impressed with the presentation of the food items, but at least there was metal cutlery and proper glassware. Amenities in the lounge include showers and dedicated spaces to work or relax. At the front of the club, you'll find an indoor garden-inspired patio, which feels nice and cozy. The one notable feature in this lounge is the outdoor skydeck, where you're able to get some fresh air prior to your flight. The smell of jet fuel, the views of aircraft taking off and landing in the distance, it's an aviation enthusiast's real dream. I was even lucky enough to watch my 767 arrive from Newark. Prior to boarding the aircraft, I had to pass through a quick passport control. It was not long at all, and I found myself in the gate area shortly after. Boarding began on time, with United Polaris passengers being able to board the aircraft in Group 1. Who doesn't love a glass jet bridge? The single Polaris cabin at the front of the aircraft houses 34 seats arranged in a 1-1-1 configuration. The seats alternate by facing closer to the window or closer to the aisle, offering more or less privacy. Odd-numbered window seats provide excellent choices for travelers seeking maximum privacy, since they're faced closer against the window. The accented blues, grays, and stunning textured seat fabric all just work so well together in this cabin. The seats are practically designed with intuitive seat controls and features. However, this is an older aircraft compared to some of United's other wide-body jets like the 777s and 787s. The 767 really showed its age, with minor scratches on the windows and an overall louder cabin. Each seat comes with a fairly large side console made up of a fake marble surface. There is also a sconce lamp, storage locker, reading light, IFE remote, and charging options. The armrest houses the seatback literature and can be slid down to allow for more room. Moving on, in front of you is a crisp seatback entertainment system, as well as a coat hook off to the side. The bifold tray table pops out by giving it a little push, and also features a built-in device holder, Above the tray table is a mini storage cubby and USB outlet. Lining the windows are some intuitive seat controls, including a dial to adjust the seat and lumbar support. There's also a footwell under which you can store shoes or bags. Upon boarding, we have several amenities waiting for us at the seat, including a nice Therabody amenity kit, as well as the luxurious Saks Fifth Avenue bedding. This includes a day blanket, signature cooling gel pillow, duvet, and main Saks Fifth Avenue branded pillow. Mattress pads were unfortunately not available on this flight, but it's worth asking the crew just in case. United has two versions of its Therabody amenity kit pouches, with this one being more like a travel bag. It includes all of the essentials, including a dental kit, soft tissues, pen, socks, eye mask, earplugs, and an Arrive Revived kit. The Arrive Revived bag contains various essentials, including eye serum, face mist, a cleansing towelette, hand cream, and lip balm. We also have a bottle of water and Polaris branded menu card. Pre-departure beverages were offered prior to pushback in plastic cups. Alright, now that we're airborne, let's have a look at United's entertainment. The entertainment software is not updated and as modern compared to what you'll find on other aircraft, like the 737 MAX or 787. For example, this United entertainment system is lacking a relax mode and Bluetooth connectivity, which isn't even found on any of the widebodies anyway. However, there are accessible control features for travelers with visual and hearing needs, as well as an extensive choice of movies. The accompanying noise-canceling headphones were quite flimsy and not of the best quality. Found between Polaris and Premium Plus are two lavatories shared by both cabins. This bathroom is not the most spacious, but it was kept clean and stocked with several skincare essentials from Therabody. When I returned from the lavatory, hot towels were offered to commence the meal service. When the beverage cart came around, I got myself a sparkling water as well as some warm nuts. A few days prior to taking this flight, United had sent me a meal request asking me to pre-order. The presentation of my cannelloni pasta was not at all impressive and certainly not for business class standards. The side salad was also bland, as was the mozzarella. When the dessert trolley was rolled through the aisle, I got myself an ice cream sundae featuring vanilla ice cream as the base and various assorted toppings. Most of the ice cream had already melted, and it was a little too sweet for my liking. After the meal, I ordered a cup of tea and tried to relax before taking a nap. While I found the bed on the 767 to be really plush and comfortable, the footwell was a bit tighter, and so was the space around the head. At the front of the cabin, various snack baskets with fruit and packaged items were laid out for travelers to come and grab before returning to their seat. Almost an hour and a half before landing, the pre-arrival meal was served, and I opted for the paneer makhani. There was also a side salad, bread roll, and a brownie on the tray. This was slightly better than my main meal, but still not super memorable. For my drink, I ordered an AHA sparkling water. Isn't this glass just great? Now is a great time for Aviation with Krish's overall thoughts on United Polaris Business Class. Starting off with the ground experience in Venice, it felt really basic, especially the Marco Polo Club Lounge, which was not the most impressive. Its food offerings felt minimal, and the seating areas were all quite crowded. As far as the onboard seat goes, United has one of the best hard products in business class out of any North American airline. Its seat fabric is really plush, and all of the seat features are very intuitive and super easy to find. I love how the seat feels very private and enclosed without there having to be a door, especially in the odd-numbered rows. Some parts of the interior, like minor scratches on the window and an overall louder cabin environment, made it feel a bit older. It's great that these 767s will eventually be phased out and replaced by the more modern 787 Dreamliners. As for the food, I was not impressed. The side dishes with my lunch felt very dry, and the pasta itself had more sauce than actual pasta. The bedding and amenities, however, were quite great. United has some incredible therabody amenity kits, which come well stocked with various essentials for a transatlantic flight. The Saks Fifth Avenue bedding is also super luxurious, especially with the addition of a memory foam pillow. In terms of service, the crew seemed friendly, but not super engaged. They kept to themselves for much of the flight and remained in the galley. Aside from our purser, the rest of the flight attendants did not seem very passionate to be in the aisles. When it comes to booking details and pricing, one-way flights in United's Polaris business class from Venice to Newark start at approximately $3,500. There are certain dates when the one-way price for this business class route can exceed $5,000 per person. For the same one-way route in United Polaris, United will charge over 160,000 mileage plus miles, which is very expensive for a transatlantic flight. It's a much better deal to book through Air Canada Aeroplan, where you'll be charged 80,000 Aeroplan points to book this United Polaris flight. Plus, there are more credit card points that transfer over to Air Canada than United, which can provide an even better value. We arrived into Terminal B at Newark Liberty International Airport, which is where most of United's international arrivals happen here at EWR. Thank you all so much for watching and sticking around until the end. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram, which I've linked in the description below. For now, until the next trip report, safe travels.